Hello, people of the internet, and welcome to another episode of Opinion Junkies. I'm your host of the week, J.S. Phoenix. Yeah, I was kind of wrong last week. One out of three is not bad, right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Okay.
That's what I
Okay.
say.
So, at some point, the main trio will be back. I'm going to stop trying to say when because clearly I don't know.
I don't even know. At least 2/3 will be back because we might, if all goes well, we might switch off on like between me and Mo.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later. Anastasia Laserbeam's here, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, there's only two of us. This might be a short one. We're going to figure it out. So, let's... Are you like near a fan or something? I'm hearing wind.
No, it's my cat keeps attacking me. It's like, why don't you play with me right now? And I'm like, no, I'm recording. It's like, you don't need your hands. Why don't you just at least pet me?
Anyway, so being this is Opinion Junkies, for those of you that might not have seen the show before, we start off with a little news, things going on in entertainment media, movies, TV, games, whatever. Then we move on to some catch-up, things that we have done over the course of the last week. And then we have a discussion topic, and this topic has been done before here on OJ, is my understanding. However, I wasn't here for it, and it seems with all the things happening right now, it's kind of relevant. We're going to have a little discussion about shared universes. So we'll get to that a little bit later. And, you know, speaking of shared universes, in fact...
Your mom's a shared universe.
That doesn't make sense.
Okay, your mom's vagina is a shared universe.
No, that doesn't make sense either.
Everyone keeps exploring her universe every Friday night.
No, but you mean to say one of Anastasia's catch-ups is relevant to a shared universe, so we'll get to that.
Is mine?
So.
Wait, what? I don't think so.
Heroes of Tomorrow. It's the DC shared TV universe.
Oh, I guess so. Technically, I mean.
It's shared between that and Arrow and Flash.
But they're like in the same. They're like neighboring cities. That's like saying like North America and Canada share the same universe because they're right fucking next to each other.
Yeah, but they worked in Supergirl via multiverse, so it's technically a shared universe.
That's like. I don't know.
We'll get to that when we get to talk about that. Let's get in order.
Okay.
Do your news first.
Okay. Let's see which one. Okay, Civ 6, because everyone who I don't know how many people like to play Civilization. I do, because every once in a while I just be like, oh, I gotta play. And when you play Civ, like that'll take like 18 hours or something for like a fucking game, or 20 hours, or who knows how long. But it takes a really long time. But it's so much fun. It's so much fun, especially when you're playing people and I'm like got like nukes and stuff, and people are still using like trebuchets, and it's like, ah ha ha, I get to nuke your country now, and it becomes mine. Wah, ha, 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 ha. Also, I name all the cities after usually characters from BioWare, so it makes things extra funny. Where like, you know, Zev from Dragon Age, he that became a holy city for some reason. Even though he's like a rogue assassin, so like that particular city that I named after a rogue assassin, for some reason Civ it became a holy city of like a whole religion got founded there. So it makes it fun when you name your cities after characters.
Okay then.
It is really funny because some things they get happen to cities and then has no relation to the actual character they're named after.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
And how is your Civilization going?
Oh, it's like I said, I put like 500 something hours in that game. It's ridiculous.
Nice.
Yeah, but anyway, so Civ 6, it's coming October 21st. And it's got like what's more dynamic than all of its previous parts combined. Woo! And supposedly they said that the loading screens in between countries will be better. That would be my only complaint. Because while it's already a freaking crazy long ass game, the loading between each one, and because you're gonna have like a million turns, after every turn, if you have to wait like, I don't know, like 15 to like 20 seconds, which doesn't sound that big of a deal between every single turn. And this is like 12 people have turns, and then all of them have one turn. So that's like 12 times of like 12 seconds. And then you have like 80 turns. So that's like 80 times 12 times those 12 seconds each. Which can be like, you can see why it gets so long. So yeah, they said they're going to cut down in between the loading screens between countries. So that'll be really great.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah, going to be even better than the 5th one, which was amazing.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
If you're that kind of game, go check it out.
Yeah, I do definitely have to be in the certain frame of mind for it. Like, I only get like the urge to play it like once every 6 months, but when I do, I play it for like 2 days straight. So like, or maybe like a week, depending on how crazy it goes.
Yeah. You know, I read an article a little while back that somebody, something crazy. Somebody had played the same game of, I want to say it was Civilization 2 for like 10 years.
You totally could.
Yeah, I think I read an article where somebody did that, and you know, 10 years into Civilization ended at the point where I think there was a nuclear war. People were starving from famine. There was mass global warming and shit was flooded. It didn't end well.
Yeah.
And supposedly, because this guy put his save up online for people to download and play with, and supposedly some guy downloaded it and he was able to fix it within 100 game days, or at least get on a way to improving the world. So who knows? But anyway, moving along. Let's start off. Let's talk about this. This was relevant this week. For those of you who are into this sort of thing, we have new Pokemon starters.
Oh, yay, because that's still a thing.
Oh, it totally is.
I know, I was joking at you, because I'm like 20 years too old for this shit.
You're never too old to play Pokemon.
Apparently, that's why I bought Black and White.
I have Y.
Oh yeah, that shit they got too.
Yeah. Well, of course, the new Pokemon Sun and Moon was, of course, announced a while back, and just this week, we received some information on the Pokemon that will be forthcoming.
And they didn't do what I told them to do. Alright, so we have Black and White, we have X and Y, then you have to do Ginger and non-Ginger.
Well, they can't do that because then nobody buy the Ginger one because it wouldn't have a soul.
But you buy the Ginger ones, so you can trade the other ones, and that way your other Pokemon can be superior to the Ginger. You need someone to be down under to make yourself feel on top.
Okay, then.
That's how it always works, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
Or Syndrome said, if everyone's special, no one is.
That is true. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yes, we have the 3 new starters were announced. Of course, a fire, water, and grass type, because what else is new? This year, the fire type is, and I know you must be loving this, Pew. It's a cat.
A fire cat?
It's a fire cat. It's called Litten.
Like lighting things on fire and also kitten?
Yes, like it's lit on fire and a kitten, so Litten.
What does it look like?
I will get you a picture. I thought you had seen them. My apologies.
Oh, I haven't seen any of this shit.
Okay, hang on.
Because I'm such an old person when it comes to Pokemon. I'm like, back in my day, we had fucking Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle.
Yeah. Well, in fairness, we had them in X and Y also.
The Pokemon games had colors in their names, but that's all the color you're ever gonna fucking get because it was on the original Game Boy.
Pretty much. Okay, so I'll get it. So these are, so we had the fire cat Litten. We had the grass owl, which is I'm just totally in love with the idea of a grass flying starter. I'll be all over that.
You gonna link me?
I'm gonna link you. Hold your stinking horses, God.
God, all these newfangled Pokemon, like 700 some shit.
Yeah, something like we're up to about 700 in total now. Here, I'm gonna send this in the Hangout chat for you there, View.
How am I getting the fucking Hangout chat? Just doing the Skype one.
Oh, for God's sake, because I closed the Skype window, but fine, here.
Well, I didn't close the Skype one, and I don't even know how to make the
There.
Hangout one work.
Well, there,
Oh, but that looks stupid.
You look stupid.
It looks like a weird version of like Houndour.
People said it looked like somebody. A couple of people have made a joke image saying it looked like they combined the a cat with Dr. Robotnik.
I guess, but it looks kind of like Houndour, like that Pokemon, like the Dark type.
But yes, we have the Litten, the Fire Kitten. We have the Owl Rowlet, our grass owl, and we have the Water Seal named Poplio.
Okay, he looks retarded. The cat looks cynical, and then the owl looks irrelevant.
Yeah.
In fact, if I had the owl, I would name him Jim.
I'd be okay with that.
Because he looks like a librarian, and who is also irrelevant, by the way. This Jim you're listening to, also irrelevant. So, yeah, all around, that owl is just you.
Yeah. I don't know. So
I appreciate the bow tie, though.
Yeah, it's a grass bow tie. It's cute. So those are your 3 starters. We have not seen any evolved forms yet, but that's what you're going to start off with. And so far, people seem to be generally behind Litten and Rowlet. Nobody seems to give a crap about Poplio.
Because he looks retarded. He looks like, remember how you thought the seal was retarded? You know, how it was like, seal, duh. Like, that looks like if you locked a seal, like, in a freezer, which you shouldn't have to worry about because it's already ice, but somehow it still affected it, and you also spent a lot of time hitting it in the face with a shovel. That's what it looks like.
All right, then.
We here do not support seal clubbers, but if that's your job, then hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Evidently. That is evidently what we have to do.
Nintendo likes seal clubbers.
It's wrong. How dare you hurt poor innocent kittens? You're a horrible person.
I'm not hurting kittens, I'm hurting seals. By apparently supporting Nintendo.
All right, then.
Did you see that thank you for smoking, where he says he supports the baby seal clubbers?
I did not, but okay then. We also we didn't get any names or information on these 2, but we also have seen the images of the new legendary Pokemon.
Oh god.
The legendary Pokemon for Pokemon Sun looks like a fancy-looking lion, and the Pokemon for Pokemon Moon looks like some kind of really cool bat thing.
Bat thing. That's what Batman calls his penis.
Wait, that's that.
Calls it his bat thing.
Those guys. It's the fire. I guess the sun lion and the moon bat. I guess.
Oh,
I think they both look kind of cool. The moon bat looks cooler, but they both look pretty good.
The moon bat kind of looks like one of those gargoyle things.
Little bit.
Because he looks like he's not just like a bat. Like looks like he might be like a full-up gargoyle.
Maybe. But yeah, so those are the new Pokemon that have been revealed. I'm interested to see when the game comes out. I'm probably leaning more towards Sun, only just because.
I'm trying to get a game to get me back into the 3DS because, like, as you know, I sold my Animal Crossing 3DS to pay rent, but now that I have my other 3DS, I'm thinking about getting one of the new ones and hoping to get a game to get me back into it.
If you want something that's going to save you some money, you should sell that and then keep the extra money from it and use some of the money to go buy the kind of related note, newly price drop 2DS, only $79.99.
Oh, but that looks so fuck ugly.
Fair enough.
Like the water starter Pokemon. Like if you're support of seal clubbing and like the water Pokemon, buy a 2DS today. And also wear your I Heart Justin Bieber shirt. And have shoes without laces. Wow, that's just like the worst image ever.
A little bit.
Like you know that kid's gonna get beat up, but he'll be better for it. Like it needs to happen. Like God will put a bully right in his path purposely so he'll get beat up.
That would be horrible. Don't do that.
But he's gonna be better for it. If he doesn't get beat up, he'll grow up to be an adult version of that, which will be like special needs or something.
So, those are your new Pokemon. Pew, what's your second news?
Oh, okay. Second news is, hey, no one gives a shit about Battleborn. Haha.
Pretty much.
Okay, so just to let you know how much of a shit people don't give about Battleborn, people are still playing Borderlands 2, a game that's about 4 years old, and it has more players per month than Battleborn does for its entire like betas and pre-reserves. So yeah, more people are playing Borderlands 2 like per month than anyone's ever played the beta or pre-reserved it at all. So no one gives a shit about it. Borderlands 2 is fucking amazing though, so
Indeed, indeed.
yeah, which I thought was super funny because Battleborn didn't look that good
Yeah.
to begin with.
Oh, I'm kind of surprised the Borderlands fans aren't playing the all new Tales from the Borderlands that just came out.
Oh, did it come out with another episode?
I think they just came out with the collected episodes on actual discs.
Oh, I'm sure like yeah, but once you play that, it's like it's over. You play that and you don't like replay it.
Fair enough. And so they released whatever they had. They just released like the physical
I'm just
game
surprised they're
ones
not
of whatever
playing the
they had.
pre-sequel.
That too.
Yeah.
But at any rate, yeah. So I guess Battleborn not doing too well. Go play Overwatch.
Yeah, like Overwatch is like the awesome version. God, I put so many freaking hours into that. Like literally, that was my whole weekend.
Nice.
Also, I love the character that looks just like me. You know which one?
I don't. I haven't played Overwatch.
Well, no, I mean, but you've seen like trailers and stuff, haven't you?
Some.
Okay, so you know what the main character, the main like poster boy like one looks like.
Yeah, I think he's the one that's my Skype picture, the cowboy dude, isn't it?
The one who's my picture right now on Skype.
Oh, okay. I haven't looked at it right now.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm saying Tracer just because she has a pixie cut and also wears glasses or goggles,
Nice.
which is kind of silly.
Tracer. Isn't that the one with the offensive ass pose?
Technically they took that off, and the only reason I deem they were offensive is because they were checking to make sure the internet didn't blow it out of proportion, as opposed to like, oh, it's anti-feminist or whatever, because they have a bunch of sex poses in there for other characters, so that's what I imagine they were doing. They were babysitting or for the internet because they knew they were gonna take it out of proportion, shit. So that was just a preemptive measure for the stupider people on the internet. This is why we can't have nice things, internet, because you fucking make everything all stupid.
Fair enough.
So that's what I think it is. Everyone's like, oh, they caved to feminism. But really, you know what they did? They pretty much took all you fucking assholes who draw dicks and cocks and everything. This is for you. That's why they did that. Because they know how much babies you are. Yes, I'm yelling internet. Stop drawing dicks over everything.
How futile it is.
I know.
Yeah, aside from trolling people to the point of making them want to kill themselves, drawing dicks on things is pretty much the internet's top priority.
Exactly. And this is why we can't have nice things. This is why no one trusts you with anything. You can't have anything too sexualized or whatever, because the internet will be like, whoa, look at this shit. Yeah. I draw a dick over it. Or imagine my dick over it. Because that's kind of fucking creepy as you are.
Okay, then.
I mean, he's not. He's asexual, so he doesn't know any of what I'm talking about. It's completely doesn't face him, but, for most guys.
Very funny. Anastasia just said because the dicks aren't on her. Anyway.
Hey, at least I'm not doing it with books.
Can you do it with books? I want to do that a thing.
Oh, yeah. This is a leather binding. Oh, you're limited edition. Oh, you're so good. You're correctly categorized in the right area. Someone put you back. I'm so happy. It's often all library-based things.
You have problems.
Hey, I'm not the one to get his dick in a book in a library.
No, I don't do that.
No.
And it's better than you, because I'm pretty sure you're over there fucking those cats.
Whoa, that's bestiality. Whoa. You just said that no cats want you. Like you had a cat, but it ran away. It took 2 looks and goes, ugh.
I never had a cat.
Exactly, because it ran away.
Anyway, moving along. So next news, and the final news for today. and this you won't care about this, but I wanted to mention it.
Remember, he's irrelevant.
Ha,
Just smile and nod.
ha. It was announced just yesterday, actually, by the good people over at I can't remember the company that owns it now, but Daybreak. There we go. Daybreak Games. That the hit PC game Star Trek Online, for those of us who are fans of Star Trek, is going to finally come this fall be available to play on consoles, specifically the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4.
Whoa! Oh my god, let's get on that shit right now, said someone who was excited besides me.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm psyched to play this. It's going to be interesting to see how they converted a game that previously required the whole keyboard to play into a 12-button controller scheme. Although supposedly that was the first thing they worked out before they went in earnest to try to convert the whole thing, was to make sure they can make a control scheme that worked. So that's a good thing.
Are they shared together or two separate universes?
They have not said yet.
Okay.
Yeah, they haven't said anything about whether the players on the consoles and the PC will be able to play with each other, whether they're all together, whether you can port characters from one to the other. They really haven't gone into detail, just announcing that it's a thing that's happening. They did a graphical improvement with the in-game lighting so things look nicer, and that was about it. But I'm excited to play it on PlayStation. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Even if I have to start a new character, I'm okay with that. It's something fun to try out.
When you heard it here, Jim said he likes to play with himself on Star Trek Online
Correct.
while playing Star Trek Online.
Yeah. So that's the news. Let's move into the catch-up. You go ahead with your catch-ups.
No, I've been having hot dogs every single day for the past week because that's all I could buy because I was too lazy to go to the store, and I did have ketchup and mustard.
If you're too lazy to go to the store, how did you buy hot dogs?
Oh, they were already in the fridge.
Okay, then.
Yeah, I was just joking. Anyway, my actual catch-up is I caught up to Legends of Tomorrow on there. I like it. Honestly, I don't like it as much as I thought it would, though, because it feels very Doctor Who-y. And I'm not just saying that because the main dude is from Doctor Who and it's Rory with like a goatee or whatever. But the writing just feels like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it could be better, but it's okay. It's kind of like you're on a B plus, almost A all the time, but you never actually get an A. You know, it's like you get an 89 all the time, as opposed to like a 90. So anyway, I like it. It's good. It's just not great. Mole did point out to me that they went to time periods which everything is easily replicable. They don't go to like T-Rex times or super crazy far in the future where, you know, like it's something awesome that could be replicated easily by CG. Anyway, so that was kind of like, you could see like where the budget is. Acting's fine, I guess. I liked they had the character, what's his name? Wild West dude with a weird fucked up face.
It's a good character name.
No, like I forget what his character name is. He's like a Wild West dude, and he's got a messed up face, but he also knows that there's time traveler people. He's like 1800s, like Wild West times. Anyway, they had him in here. He was cool, and he's actually a good guy, so that was cool. I forget the name. You're gonna kill me now for not anybody who's listening. So anyway, that was cool. All that's cool. I just think the characters are kind of weird with each other. Have a weird relationship with each other. Also, like in the first like 4 episodes, you killed like 2 of them. So like it's like, oh, who the fuck cares? Like, come on, dude, that was part of your team. Like, what the hell? I mean, some of them, one of them came back, and maybe one of them will come back again for like later seasons or whatever. But it was weird that you killed off like 2 people of your team of like 8 right away. It's like, really? But whatever.
Because drama.
I know, but it was like, what's the point? Like, and I don't know. I just feel like their chemistry is really weird together. You know, like because I guess kind of because they're in a shared universe or whatever, but they don't really like belong together. I don't know. They have weird chemistry together. So yeah, I watched that. Oh, also I got Deadpool on Blu-ray, so that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, just totally go watch it. I was watching all the extra commentary and things.
Nice.
So that's super fun. And they have all like the YouTube stuff they had all there, and then like a gag reel.
Nice.
So that's cool too if you haven't seen all of them, because I had seen most of them but not all of them. So that's always fun. It's actually still paused on my TV right now. Or at least concept art is.
Cool.
Yeah, so I don't want to spoil like too many things about like all the special bonuses and stuff, but
That's
just get it. It's super awesome and it's a good value. They also have it one for 4K televisions.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Is Pew gonna get a 4K television?
Eventually in the future, I guess.
Nice.
I'm saving up right now for a smart car.
You need a smart car?
They're the cheapest cars on the market right now.
Ah.
And also the best at gas, since I have to do a lot of commuting.
That is true.
Mhm. So yeah.
Okay.
What did you do?
I'm moving on to mine. Well, other than play DCUO, which I'm not going to bother talking about because we've mentioned that enough the last few weeks. I did what any good librarian would do. I read some books.
You read some books from a library? Oh my god.
I know. Shocking.
Gasp.
Yeah, that was a little over-exaggerated. I mean, even for an over-exaggerated gasp, that was over-exaggerated.
That wasn't really that exaggerated, actually. Like, at least for me.
It sounded like you just popped out of the ocean after being underwater for like 3 minutes and you had no air.
I'm just saying that my actual, like, gasp is like half that. It's not even that exaggerated. I'm just full of life and emotion, okay? You can't stifle this.
Yeah, life and emotion. Okay, everybody at home believes that.
Hey, when compared to you, I'm like, I don't know, a whole rainbow of color and music and everything.
Yeah. There's a reason you're called the female me, honey. I hate to tell you.
Oh, you please don't pretend you're like some sassy black woman or something calling people honey. Get the fuck over yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. He has to adopt other personalities because he doesn't have one of his own. Hashtag sad but true. Donate today to help buy human personality.
Moving on. So, I read 2 graphic novels. The first one is Batman Beyond 2.0 Justice Lords Beyond.
Alright.
Which is cool. I'll just go briefly. For those that don't know, there's an episode of the Justice League Unlimited animated series where they introduced a parallel universe populated by a version of the Justice League known as the Justice Lords. Basically, in that universe, Lex Luthor became president, as he does in the main universe also, before, New 52 reboots. But effectively, in that universe, Luthor became president, and via means and for reasons, he killed the Flash. And after that point, the Justice League kind of went a little off the deep end and basically subjugated the world under their rule.
Because Flash was the, beacon of morality we knew him to be.
Pretty much.
I was joking because he's really not.
No, but he was one that kind of,
I mean, Superman was always the justice beacon of morality.
True. But Flash was their beacon of hope.
Eh.
He had a Blue Lantern ring in Blackest Night, for God's sake.
I don't know. I guess.
All will be well. Anyway, so basically in that universe, the Justice Lords, particularly Justice Lord Superman, is kind of a tyrannical asshole.
Well, Superman, no one gives a shit about Superman anyway, so he's like you, irrelevant.
Well, anyway, so this parallel universe was established. Well, the comics have come back to this, and it was established during a little later on when they had appeared again that the real Wonder Woman, Diana, after the Justice League beat them the first time, not in the show but in the comic version of that same event, Diana decided to go back with them after they convinced Justice Lord Batman from that universe that what they were doing was wrong. Diana fell in love with that version of Batman and our Wonder Woman and their Batman went back to their universe to kind of right the wrongs, and most of the Justice Lords seem okay with, loosening the reins and, basically not being, subjective assholes, particularly because they were all depowered by a beam that Lex Luthor created that they used to beat them in the first place. Well, it's now, 30 years later because Batman Beyond time frame, and they just beat back an invasion of Brainiac, but Wonder Woman showed up in the fight, and now, the Justice Lords basically come over and try to take over the main universe because Luthor's Ray wore off and they got their powers back, including Dick Hole's Justice Lord Superman. So Batman Beyond is sent to the other universe where he meets his alternate self, the alternate Terry McGinnis, and they work together to try to they convince the police chief guy, Dick Grayson, who is married to Barbara Gordon and has a son with her, to help them. And meanwhile, the other Justice Lords come over to the main universe, and some of them are the versions of the Justice League Beyond, the future Justice League members that are not the main ones that, we knew them, now they're, here. And there's a big old fight. They go back and forth. We find out that, Justice Lord Batman is dead because Wonder Woman, went out to fight without him, and he ended up getting killed by the other Wonder Woman. And then our Wonder Woman killed that Wonder Woman, and it kind of got shitty. And for the sake of the world not falling apart in Civil War, she married Justice Lord Superman, and they had a kid, and the kid ended up in the Phantom Zone in the previous arc where he was used by Brainiac against our universe as Superman. Comics are weird. But it's a really cool story seeing, the alternate Justice League members, what they're up to, all that kind of thing. Evil doppelgangers are a superhero trope. It's kind of fun. And, seeing all the cool stuff that Terry McGinnis has to do to deal with his other self to save the day. It's pretty awesome. So, if you like Batman Beyond, it's the second of a three-book arc. The first one is called Recharge, something like that. Charged, Recharged, something in that vein. But that's the first one. Second one is Justice Lords Beyond. The third one, which I haven't read yet, but I do have here, is Mark of the Phantasm, which I can only assume is some Batman Beyond throwback to Mask of the Phantasm, one of the best animated Batman movies. And the other graphic novel I read was the graphic novel of Marvel Civil War, because I said, I saw the movie, I should read the book. Makes sense, right, Pew?
How shit was that?
Not bad. I think it was a lot more dramatic, and I felt like there was a lot more stakes involved than there was in the movie.
Because the whole actual cast was involved?
Yeah, that was a big part of it. And because like some dude gets one of the heroes, not a well-known one, not a one that's in the movies, but one of the heroes gets killed, and there's like
and people lives get ruined, and then like some fucking asshole who is like Mr. Plastic, no spoiler, fucking like treats his wife like shit, and then another rich billionaire armored dude unmasks a certain spider-related power guy and ruins his life, and then a bunch of shit happens, and then Plastic Man goes, hey, I'm sorry I was such a shitty-ass husband and a shitty-ass father, and then the metal guy goes, hey, Spider-Man, you know what? No, I'm not sorry. Fuck you. And then that's it. I'm sorry.
And then there was a robot Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
They all act like not themselves in the comic.
A little bit. I said I don't really know their comic selves that well because I haven't read all the surrounding material or anything or the build-up that would have accompanied this in original comic release. But I will say I did like I said, I think the stakes seemed a lot higher. There's a lot more blood and people getting legitimately hurt. It seemed like people were actually on the verge of dying. There's that great scene where the Punisher shows up and just shoots some dudes, and Captain America's like, "What are you doing? We don't kill him." Just beats the shit out of him. That was cool.
Oh, you mean a Punisher kills a guy?
Yeah, because some villain was like, "Hey, Tony Stark has villain help. You can have villain help too." A Punisher just whips his guns out, just shoots him. And the camera's like, "What the hell, dude?"
I say, "What? Isn't that what we do?"
Yeah, that was why he joined your team in the first place, because Iron Man was using thieves and crooks, and Punisher doesn't like thieves and crooks.
Yeah.
But overall, it's really intense, really well written. There's just some weird things in there, like the supposed, the robot duplicate of Thor, because real Thor was missing at the time. The again, Spider-Man's life kind of getting ruined, and Tony Stark treating him like shit to the point that he switches sides and almost gets killed by villains that were sent after him. The fact that Captain America's team have to via underground Nick Fury, they get new identities and they have to start working on they start trying to live real lives under their new identities while still being their superhero selves in the meantime, which is really cool, and I would have loved to have seen that in the movie. Yeah, it's interesting, and I definitely saw the difference, because I agree with when we did our review of the movie, Mole made the point, and he was absolutely right after reading this, that when reading this book, I was really wanting to side with Captain America, because everything Iron Man was doing seemed dickish and assholic, whereas in the movie, it just seemed like Captain America was being a jerk, and Iron Man was completely in the right in the movie. So they really did do a flip in the tone of who you were more likely to support in that, in over the course of the conflict, as it were.
Yep.
Yeah, and also there's they're setting each other up in traps and they're outsmarting each other. There's this badass scene near the end where they lure Iron Man's team lures Captain America's team into this big trap at the super prison that he built in the fucking negative zone.
Yep.
Which was, and he's like, I was like, oh, we tricked you really in here. It's like, oh, we have a spy in your midst. It's like, oh, Tiger, we knew about her. You think we don't have a spy in your midst too? Freaking Hank Pym turns into Hulkling like, oh, I'm the Young Justice League's Hulkling, by the way. I'm not Hank Pym. They're like, wait, if he's had Hank's access this whole time, oh shit, all the guys that they arrested come out of the cells. Now it's a fair fight. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was badass. But yeah, so this is a really great book. Check out Civil War if you get a chance. Just be aware there's some kind of weird stuff in there. The movie generally left out the weird stuff and it was just overall awesome. The only big difference is in the movie that is there is that the tone changes to a situation that unfortunately makes Captain America look like he's the one being an asshole, which
also was the opposite in the comics. And again, the Fantastic Four has a significant role in the Civil War, which obviously can't be present in Civil War as they're owned by.
Yes, and even though the X-Men did generally choose to sit it out, there is an appearance here and there, so we don't get to see that either.
Yeah.
Would have been nice if they'd have pulled in some of the ground level heroes from the Netflix shows. I know they didn't get that all set up yet, but it would have been cool if Daredevil and Luke Cage and Jessica Jones had showed up.
Mm-hmm. That would have been cool.
I would have been okay with that.
Instead of just going with a 16-year-old off the streets, but
Yeah, well.
Why the fuck not?
Yes. Also, fucking Namor.
Hey, Namor's cool.
Namor is cool. Namor's rights are owned by some no-name studio that no one's ever heard of.
Exactly, and that's why we don't see more of him.
They've never made a Namor movie, and it's like, what the hell?
Exactly, which is why, Namor is awesome, so we should get more of him.
Yeah, random studio that owns Namor, I don't know what your name is, I just remember seeing a graph at one point. Give the Namor rights back to Marvel, let them make a Namor movie. It'll be
also,
cool.
Namor across Fantastic Four, because the whole, with Sue being the ambassador thing, that whole thing is cool.
True. That is very cool,
because
yes.
It's like, oh, I'm going to be the ambassador for humanity, but you can't leave the Fantastic Four. But if I don't, there'll be war. And then it's like, it's a cool storyline.
Also, I dare you abuse your relationship to try to convince me to join your fight. I can sense your heartbeat through the water.
Yeah.
That was cool. But yeah, overall, great book. Check it out. A lot of drama, a lot of cool stuff. Some asshole things, but overall, and I like one thing, and it's too bad they didn't have his movie out already, because that would have been another thing that they had just had a side thing of the scenes where, even whenever one Utah the Watcher pops up and he's can see what's going on, and there's that cool scene where in the beginning where Utah the Watcher's just standing there in the room all of a sudden, so it's like, did anybody else see the giant bald dude? And they're like, and Captain Doctor Strange is like, that is Utah the Watcher. His presence does not bode well.
And also, on a side note, there's some other Spider-Man comics that took place during Civil War that were not shown in here, so you won't get exactly the full story. Like the Civil War comic that you read, the one at the library, doesn't show the Iron Spider costume that Tony Stark made. It actually controls his body and fucks him over.
Oh, actually, Spider-Man does wear the Iron Spider costume during
the
book.
He does, but I'm just saying, it doesn't show you in this particular comic how when he goes back home and stuff,
Iron Man starts controlling him like an asshole.
Yeah, that's the whole point of him making the costume, is so he can control him, which you only get in the actual Spider-Man comics.
Fair enough.
And, other things that happened during Civil War that affected it, but you only get, the main, streamlined one.
Yeah. Like Doctor Strange just watching everything from his parallel dimension and stuff. It's
Yeah,
really
all
cool.
the extra shit with the
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, because remember, they're actually married and mother and father to children, but fuck all that shit.
Yeah. Oh, the Fantastics?
Yeah, like I'm saying, like he's actually like in there they kind of went to how he's kind of ignoring his wife, and also
Pretty
remember,
much. That's why she leaves. That's why she leaves him.
but they also have children too.
Yeah.
And just they're ignoring all of this.
Yeah. And he even seems like an asshole at the end when he writes an apology and he's like,
He
Sue,
talks to his wife like a person trying to understand like the concept of like anything. Like if you were like an alien who go, hey, this thing you sit on, it's called the stool, Hey, this
yeah.
is called the table. It's just like he's like learning what people were for the first time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like he writes this letter to Sue at the end, like he's apologizing. It's like, I'm sorry if this letter is shit. I'm not used to having to slow my mind down enough to be able to write things. Like,
Exactly,
wow,
he's such
you're a dick.
Because he's so smart, but he's also like the worst person ever when it
Pretty
comes to like
much.
emotions and stuff. He's like, I
Yeah.
don't compute emotions. Sorry if this comes off as hetero. I can't tell. It's almost like I have like autism or something.
Yeah, and yet that's not the worst, because a short while ago, Mole and I will be reviewing this coming up, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. But we read the most recent major Marvel arc, Secret Wars, taking place just before the upcoming Civil War 2, because that needed to be a thing.
Right next to Titanic too.
Yeah, but Secret Wars, great arc, and in that arc we see mainstream Reed Richards, like the one for Civil War, next to Ultimate Reed Richards, and Ultimate Reed Richards is 10 times worse.
And it's funny because he's already really terrible.
Yeah, Ultimate Reed Richards is just the biggest ass. Ultimate Reed Richards wears a fucking helmet the whole time. He doesn't want to look at people. It's like, no, I'm wearing a helmet.
Just bring alcohol and beat the shit out of her. Like that's the only thing that you could possibly do to make him worse.
Pretty
Everything else
much.
is already done.
Basically. Well, that's why, ironically, I'll tell you off the air because I don't want to give Secret War spoilers on the air because we're going to review that. But I want to talk to you more about that after we get off the air.
Okay.
But anyway, so those are my catch-ups. I read those 2 books.
Which takes us perfectly into our topic for this time.
Segue.
Yeah, which is not just a crappy way to get around.
Nice.
Oh my god, that kid with the fucking Justin Bieber shirt and the shoes that don't without laces, he also has to be riding a Segway.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's just another reason for him to get beaten up.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Remember before we were talking about the most pathetic kid ever with the Justin Bieber shirt and the shoes?
I don't remember that, but okay.
Okay, yeah. I'm just saying that would make him even more pathetic.
Yes, it would. Okay. So, our topic is a shared universe. Is, of course, the most prevalent being we were just discussing, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Shared universes are becoming more and more of a thing. Marvel, of course, being the tentpole, but with others trying to attempt to follow suit. Of course, Fox is currently developing a cinematic universe with the Marvel hero properties that they own, the various X-Men, the Wolverine spinoffs, Deadpool. They were planning a Gambit movie, although I think that got nixed. Various other things. So they're trying to use all the characters they have the rights to build a cinematic universe. Of course, DC is attempting to build a cinematic universe that currently is not going well. Even though, despite everybody's reaction, Batman vs Superman was not that bad of a movie.
Yeah.
Contrary to what the internet seems to want to, cry about it.
Yeah. Did you see Deadpool's tweet to Chris Evans about
I did not.
Civil War? He goes, I would totally side with you, Cap, but let's face it, we both know I can't be trusted. This is why he's not in Civil War.
Pretty much.
At least that's why he said it. Obviously he's not gonna be Civil War because separate studio watch it. Yeah. But the full thing was, I can't be trusted. Hashtag, and he's got a little tear face. It's hashtag sad but true.
Yeah. Pretty much. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. If you're in Civil War, you have Deadpool on your team, you win.
I'm just saying he'd be on Cap's side because he's already outside the law.
This is true.
Yeah,
that would make sense. He would not.
Especially with Cap's attitude of "fuck you all,"
Yeah, he would, but not just because he's on the outside, but because registering, as we demonstrated, require if we were going with the comic version of the arc, registering requires unmasking you signing these documents, and yeah, he's unless he gets his fucked up testicle face fixed, he's not unmasking.
Yeah, but at least in here in the comic one, he gave up, like, cause he know it's the wrong way. In the movie one, he was like, you know what? Like, fuck everything. I don't care if I'm outside the law. I don't care if people die. But I'm gonna write a letter, but I don't even tell you I'm sorry.
He said he was sorry. He just said he was
He
sorry.
never said the word sorry. He's like, I knew what I did was wrong. Apparently, I don't care. I'm also taking my people. Bye. He never said he was sorry or, like, he didn't really even have an apologetic tone. He just said, this is how it is. Hashtag deal with it.
See, as much as it would have kind of ruined the build-up of the movie, the best thing that could have happened is if they got to that big airport scene and they started and the teams are running at each other, and then all of a sudden Mjolnir crashes between them and they all get thrown backward, and Thor just goes down and Thor just flies down and he's like, "Thou start acting like children. There are more important things at work here."
Yeah.
That would have been amazing, but no. We'll wait for Thor Ragnarok to see what him and Big Hulk are up to.
They're having a buddy movie.
They are having a buddy movie. I look forward to it. That'll be next year. Anyway, so of course cinematic universes are becoming a big thing now. DC is attempting to build theirs with Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and the forthcoming Flash that has no director, Aquaman that soon might not have a director.
Flash, but he is Asian Flash.
Wait, what? Huh?
Flash. Okay, the actor supposedly is Greek or something or whatever. He looks super Asian.
Okay. Oh, I know the actor. I don't think he looks that Asian, but fair enough.
Have you actually seen him, or at least got a still of him? Because they did it in the movie.
No, I've seen Ezra Miller because I've seen Ezra Miller before because I saw him in that movie with Emma Watson.
No, I mean, have you seen him in the movie, as in a freeze frame, not as the actor, but in costume?
In costume as Flash. No, just when he popped up toward Batman.
Exactly. So I'm talking using the freeze frame. I don't know why, but they made him look like crazy extra Asian in there, which is weird.
Okay,
not that I have anything wrong with him being Asian or whatever. That's fine if you want to be totally awesome Flash this time, but just odd. It seems like an odd choice without specifically saying, hey, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Perks of Being a Wallflower. That's that movie. Go see that movie. That's a great movie. Anyway. But, yeah, DC, of course, trying to catch up now. Suicide Squad coming out in a little while. Again, Flash in production, Aquaman in production. Batman's actor Ben Affleck has been given executive producer power over the Justice League movie, supposedly.
Isn't even a villain?
Who's a villain? What?
One of the people in the Suicide Squad isn't even a villain.
Which one?
The one who's the Asian chick who is an assassin. She's actually the wife of one of the Flash's helper people who was part of the League of Assassins. She's not even a villain. She just temporarily got arrested while she was spying stuff.
Okay then.
So you know what? Come on. And oh my god. I don't know. I'm super not in love with it. It just looks like. But I'm hoping that I watch it and it captures me. I mean, it can look totally its unique look, and it can. I'm hoping to fall in love with it. I have super low expectations for it, so we shall see.
That is fair. And it's the question I guess we need to ask ourselves here, and of course was mentioned earlier, the TV shared universe of Arrow, Flash, Legends to Tomorrow, and most recently Supergirl, which has now been renewed to move to the CW. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah, because they're all in the CW.
Well, Supergirl was on CBS. Now it's moving to the CW.
Yeah, it's going to its home with the other ones.
Fair enough. So
why it wasn't on there in the first place?
Because it wasn't made by the same people.
Exactly, but
Well, either way, that's a shared universe. There's a lot of things doing this now. There was rumors that Universal is trying to build a Universal Monster shared universe. They did that Dracula movie where at the end Dracula was in modern day and shit. It kind of looked like they were teasing that. Everybody's trying to get in on this whole shared universe thing. And I guess the question to ask ourselves is, where is the limit as to what does and does not require a shared universe?
Well, the biggest thing about shared universe is you have to get me to care. And a lot of things that are too small, At least I think you shouldn't have a shared universe at least until you have like a base hook. Like you already have a thing that people are a huge fan of, and you've been doing it for a while. Then you bring everyone together, and then it's significant, and then you have a shared universe. A lot of the things people are doing right now is starting off with a shared universe, and the problem is I don't care that all these people are coming together because I don't even know them. So.
Right.
Like they're not intrinsically bad. They just have to like whole point of, well, what's the point? I don't care. I just met these people. Who cares if person A and person B come together? I didn't even know they weren't together.
Yeah.
So
Right, and
yeah.
that's why DC films are having such a problem is they tried to bring everybody together in one movie, and there wasn't enough build up for people to care about these characters. So they got Batman really right, but other than that, everything kind of suffered. So
And also Wonder Woman was like, hopefully she brings more of the actual warrior part to her, next part role.
hopefully,
Instead of just, being fighting really defensively for an abandoned area.
yeah,
Like she should have been stabbing the fucking shit out of him. Like, you know what, just going like, "Argh!"
that, yeah, you would think.
It's like, what are you doing? Don't
Like
stop stabbing him. Keep
yeah.
going.
And so why couldn't anybody but Superman stab Doomsday with a kryptonite spear?
Because someone said their magic sword decided to just stay there instead of keep stabbing him. And use her shield defending those, helpless, empty buildings. Because, let's minimize property damage where nobody's around.
Pretty much.
Like, where was that shit in, like, the first Superman movie, man? If you really wanted to be defending people so badly.
Yeah, yeah. But I said, and that's not just those kind of heroes, but there's also other heroes that have a shared universe that, isn't necessarily that big of a deal too. For example, I know one of the ones that was really cool that Mole mentioned on our last final countdown, I believe we were talking about superhero teams, the Defenders of the Earth.
What is that?
That's a superhero team consisting of heroes owned by a particular company at that time, and they include Flash Gordon, the Phantom, and I can't remember the guy's name. There's a magician guy, and then there's another guy. And the four, they just happen to be all owned by the company. So the company said, "Screw it, we'll bring them together in a team."
You have to
Even though they made no sense for any of them to be on a team, they're just going to do it anyway.
we have to at least establish them because nobody, like, I'm pretty sure nobody knows the Phantom. Other than
Phantom
the
was a
Phantom.
great movie. Billy Zane is a treasure. How dare you?
Like I said, no one probably knows of the Phantom unless they're referring to the Phantom of the Adventure Brothers. So that's as much Phantom as you're probably going to.
No, it's also Billy Zane movie from the '90s. He was wearing a pink, he was wearing a purple bodysuit and black
Exactly.
hat.
There's no
He had
good
a
movies
skull
at
ring. It
all
was
with him in
cool.
it. There's no good movies at all with him in it. So
I thought that was a good movie, but anyway.
your standards are apparently ridiculously low that you almost don't count as a person. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, they need a reason again to make people care, because that's the thing. If you do all the shit and you don't make people care, then people aren't gonna like your product.
Pretty much, and then basically, yeah, people have to be invested in your characters. Otherwise, who cares if they're coming together if people aren't invested?
Yeah, and
Makes
that
sense.
requires time and patience, which a lot of people don't want to do.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is unfortunate. So, what about the other question to ask in this situation is, what about how do I phrase this? I guess shared universes are cool. At what point has a shared universe outlived its usefulness? Because people are starting to wonder, at the rate Marvel is going, where they're building up to what will be inevitably Infinity War, whatever they rename Infinity War 1 and 2 to. People are wondering, how long can Marvel really keep this up before the whole shared universe thing starts atrophying? And much like the unfortunate side effect of comic universes, it gets to the point where there's just too much for any one person to watch and keep track of to be able to understand what the fuck is going on.
Well, that's already happened, pretty much for anyone who's not already in the movies, because I already know a bunch of people who, like, even Jeff hasn't seen like half the friggin' movies, and he's
Marcus.
supposed to be like, okay, douchebag McGee, if you want to be, technically accurate. Anyway, hasn't seen half the stuff, even though he's supposed to be like the movie guy.
Yeah, and even though he owns all the movies.
Yeah, exactly. So it's what the hell. So that's already
You bought
at
the
that
big
point.
fancy fucking Tesseract Phase 1 set. I think you bought the other one with the Phase 2 set.
His face is a Tesseract set. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway, the point is, it's already gotten to the point where people who, if they haven't already started watching them, they're not going to start watching them now. Now, you ask if it's going to start phasing out. I'd say whenever the original actors, like the guy playing Iron Man, or like sometimes other people who just don't want to keep like doing those movies, want to pursue other projects eventually. Or I think like the guy who plays Thor, or other people just, like it takes a lot of time to work up those superhero bodies, which means they literally have to spend like half the day like straight up just training. Like they can't like pursue other projects. I bet they're, it's taking a serious toll on their, personal lives if they have like a significant other, family members. These movies and keeping up that body is going to take a significant portion of their time, so they can literally do nothing else. So at some point, the actors are going to retire from this, or at the very least pursue projects that are less physically grueling, both on their time schedule and on their bodies. And at that point, I think other people won't really accept a newest people for a period of time
Well,
before, like, at
true.
least like 10 years or something.
Yeah, well, I believe Marvel's hope is the thing is Marvel's catalog is vast enough that they don't have to recast people; they can just bring in new heroes.
That's what I'm hoping, but I really think that, like, once, like, because everybody loves Iron Man, everybody, like, loves Thor, and people, I just think
Yeah.
that once they
Well,
lose those main ones, people will, like, lose interest.
well, here's the advantage of it is they don't really have to ever lose Iron Man because the thing about it is Robert Downey Jr. doesn't actually do any stunts in most of those movies. All he does is have to go into a little green screen room where they put a HUD in front of his face and he talks about shit and pretends he's in the
Yeah,
suit.
he
Then they
doesn't.
have a
I'm just
stunt
saying,
guy
like,
fly
Chris
around in a
Evans,
suit.
yeah, he'll probably be fine, although he has said he's kind of getting tired of it a bit.
Yeah.
Although, like I'm saying, Chris Evans and Thor specifically, they
Chris
have to
Hemsworth,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
they have to
I
like,
think they were getting close, but that's why they're in the process of bringing in new Avengers that people will care about. That's why
yeah,
they brought in Ant-Man, they're bringing in Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel.
hmm
They're bringing in more Avengers, Black Panther. Um, plus some of the others that were introduced. Falcon,
yeah,
Scarlet Witch, Vision. They're bringing in new Avengers so that the team can still. I mean, really think about it. Look at Civil War. Of the people in Civil War, 4 of them were on the original Avengers team: Iron Man and Widow and Cap and Hawkeye. None of the rest of the actual Avengers were there.
hey,
There was no Nick Fury. There was no Hulk. There was no Thor. There was no
and
other.
now they're all like gone anyway, underground except for like 2 of them.
Well, yeah, Thor and Hulk are in space somewhere. Iron Man is on his own team, and now Cap and probably Hawkeye and most likely Black Widow because she turned tail are probably in hiding. But yeah, so that'll be interesting. But they're bringing all these new Avengers and all these new people to help populate the team and keep it going, even after the
Yeah, but they're all on Cap's side.
even after the big names move on. So that's pretty
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
So I like what Marvel's doing. I think they've been able to keep it, done a good job keeping it up so far, but they're going to have to really be careful going forward about the atrophy and the ability of people to know what's going on without having seen all the movies. So I'm interested to see how long they can keep this up and if it keeps running. I mean, right now they're planned out until at least 2020. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see if DC can manage to salvage what they have in the eyes of the internet and get another director for Flash and get their movies out here, or whether Zack Snyder's entire concept will just completely implode on itself.
I hope it does, but then I hope the DC one, because the Marvel one is kind of like a little handholdy. I hope the DC ones are just as awesome as Batman versus Superman. Fuck the internet and like no handholding. Just keep doing what they're doing, and they should be fine.
Fair enough.
Eventually,
Yeah,
the internet will come around.
I would say it's okay. I would say just lighten it up a little bit, just a little, maybe a few more jokes here and there, and then you'll be okay.
No,
I'm not saying turn it into a Marvel movie. I'm just saying, you don't have to be dark gritty, because the problem is you can't be dark gritty and psychological all the time. That's cool and all, but there's got to be a limit to be dark and gritty, but at least have a scene or two of levity here and there.
okay. Dear Marvel and or DC, fuck James Phoenix. Keep doing what you're doing. Signed, Stacy.
Right then.
They have to stay distinct because they want to establish themselves.
It's good to be distinct, yes, but you know, when comparatively, yes, Batman and Superman made a lot of money, but when comparatively more people went back a second weekend to see Batman vs. Robin than your Batman vs. Superman movie, or Batman and Robin rather, than your Superman movie, there's a problem.
It goes through phases. It'll come around.
Well, we'll see what happens at Suicide Squad. That's maybe the redeeming factor. We will see.
Oh God, see that's like if that's your saving grace, then you're like fucked.
Well, we shall see.
I don't know.
That or if Justice League can be made good, then maybe everything will be okay. Well, it can be
I'm
made
looking forward to the buddy cop thing with the Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. Yeah, the Green Lantern movie sounds amazing. They added Kyle Rayner. Maybe Guy Gardner could show up. Who knows?
I hope so.
I'm looking forward to that movie as well. I want to see the Green Lantern movie. That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be great. Looking forward to that. Okay. Just keep Ryan Reynolds and whoever did that CGI out of it.
Yeah.
Let him be Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I think we got that.
I think we're good. So tell us at home, what other shared universes that exist that you like, that you'd like to see more of, perhaps cinematically if they're not already? What shared universes are there that you're sick of that you think need to go away or that shouldn't have existed in the first place? Talk to us. Let us know what you think. And we'll check your comments and maybe discuss that next week.
Yeah.
Woo! All right. So thank you for listening to our little podcast at home. This has been OJ. She's Anastasia Laserbeam. I'm James Phoenix. And we will see you next time. Peace.
You say peace.